Felt okay on the flats, a little bit shorter on breath than I normally would be. Just my breath for now. As soon as I hit the slightest incline, there was just nothing there. Just don't feel like the air's there. Good morning and welcome to Arvada, Colorado. I'm over here with my team at Omnia Performance for a couple of days of very exciting development meetings at Training Peaks, the software provider we use. Today is a double training day as I struggle with the altitude and heat out here, a fairly severe contrast to Scotland, it must be said. We're here for 6 nights and spending some time in New York either side. If you want to see what that was like, check out the most recent video before this one. My nutrition has been all over the place whilst I'm here, so it was nice to have access to a kitchen for a few days. What I'll say at this point is that my asthma doesn't get on with altitude very well. Good to know. Breakfast, coffee, suitably large American Ram 1500 to tick the novelty box off. Let's head to Boulder to hit some trails. Okay, hello, good morning. We are here at the Sanitas Valley Trail, about to go and hit a loop up in that direction. I've been told it's pretty much like this most of the way up and then zigzagging trails on the way down, which sounds fantastic, I must admit. So session number 1 of the day, Johnny, Jamie with me for this, and then we've got a gym session back at Training Peaks HQ later on in the afternoon. Really enjoy being in New York, a lot of flat, a lot of pacier road running stuff, and really enjoying being in a setting like this one. Complete polar opposite, amazing, beautiful, stunning place, and we've enjoyed a few 2-hour runs already. I did some flat running yesterday as well, but what I am gonna say is that I have massively been struggling with my asthma as a result of the altitude. So this thing has been my best friend over the past couple of days, because as soon as I hit even the slightest of inclines, I just feel like I'm not getting any air in. And what's most concerning about that is it's not even that high up. I think we're about 1,800 meters, 1,900 meters at the moment, which in terms of altitude isn't particularly crazy. Anyway, we're gonna get started. Today is really focused around these 2 training sessions and just getting some laptop work done. We're gonna get this done, head to Training Peaks offices for some more work, get some lifting done there, and then get back to the Airbnb for some more laptop work before we head out for dinner tonight. And you are coming along for the ride, so why don't we head up this way? Reflection point.
That's the path. You might need to come a bit higher.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Yeah, cool.
All I want is round
Good news, feeling a lot less breathless than I have the past couple of days. It was interesting yesterday, I had this run just here with Jamie, who's just there, and felt okay on the flats, a little bit shorter on breath than I normally would be, but as soon as I hit the slightest incline, there was just nothing there. So it's been interesting to feel a little bit more normal today. I feel like my effort's kind of as I'd expect, with quite a punchy little start there. What a unbelievably beautiful place. Really nice trails here, and just sort of taking them at our own pace. Looking forward to running downhill a little bit more aggressively, but with such an unbelievable background, I'm quite happy to just enjoy being out here. This is definitely one of those settings where I'd much rather just enjoy being able to move in sections like this rather than looking too much at performance metrics or anything like that, because I'm just pleased to not feel quite as compromised as I did the past couple of days. And we're not even that high up. It is altitude for sure, but it's not that crazy. So maybe that rules out Everest for me. Who knows? That and the amount of willingness I have to die for it is kind of the questions that must be asked, I guess. But on that morbid moment, let's continue. Brief interlude for some stone lifting, because when in Rome, and I have found Rome, I've actually just lifted this twice already in portrait mode, which is going to go on Instagram somewhere in a sort of up and downy format, but I thought, you know what, whilst this YouTube video is being filmed, might as well do it for you guys as well. So let's lift this stone. If I was to hazard a guess, I'd say about 125, 130 kilos. There's a part of me that thinks I might be able to shoulder it because of the angles of it, but I'm not going to do that because it's very sharp. I'm at altitude. I'm here for a run. I'm now on my own, as Johnny and Jamie have ran out of patience waiting for me to do this. And yeah, I don't really want to tear a bicep or tear my shoulder to pieces whilst in the land of expensive health insurance premiums. So I guess I'll humbly say that no, I cannot shoulder it. I can only get it lifted. So I guess my ego's just died a little bit. Anyway, up we go. Okay, top of Mount Sanitas, and we're going to head back down that way, which we have been reliably informed by Frank at Training Peaks is a very runnable section. That bit up there was pretty much aggressive power hiking, ultra trail style behaviour, which we've all had a blast on, as it's stunning weather, blue skies, amazing views, and we are all, there we go, better pronunciation, starting to feel a little bit better with altitude. So hopefully this is quite a cruisy downhill section that we can all open up on and enjoy. Good Lord, that was nearly the end. What a place, man. Really solid downhill section here. Thinking we're going to be able to open it up and get some speed, finally, all the way back down to the car, which is great because that was a big technical section up there. So it's nice to actually be able to open up a little bit, especially whilst I'm mid-marathon prep. Job done. 5 miles, 5k, what was it?
5k.
450 metres of elevation, yeah. And much enjoyment. Beautiful part of the world, really enjoyed that. Even managed to pick up some heavy rocks. I think we all just about had enough water. A little bit of dilly-dallying, chatting, filming as we go because it was such an amazing place to be doing it. But more importantly, lunch. Okay, I'm not sure if you can hear me because of the very loud music in here, but we have gone to a place called Wild Pastures. I've got myself a double beef patty with brioche, cheddar, lettuce, pickled tomato, caramelised onions, jalapenos, avocado, mushrooms and bacon jam with wild sauce. And then a small fries with some chimichurri mayo. And I'm very excited about it. And rightly so. I also got a mint chocolate milkshake to go because Jamie got one that he tried and it was stupendous. There's definitely real mint leaves in here, which is not something I ever expected to find in a milkshake, but here we are. Johnny got one too. And we're back at Training Peaks HQ here in Louisville, Colorado. This is their gym facility. We've been sort of out there in the office and upstairs in the office the past couple of days for some very exciting business development meetings with Omnia Performance. I was going to say Omni Performance, but I'm actually in a Training Peaks hat this time, so my usual reveal of the brand on my head has been ruined. But nonetheless, we're going to crack on with an upper body session. I'm going to try and, you know what, goodbye. Upper body, I'm going to get in at 80 kilos and continue warming up. I think these lads are a little bit further ahead as I was getting changed, but we are going to hit an upper body session whilst we have access to a private gym facility, which is a very privileged position to be in. Make the most of it before cracking on with the rest of the day. Whenever I'm traveling, I'm usually a huge advocate of full body sessions because gyms can be difficult to access. But whilst we were with Training Peaks, we had unadulterated access to their facility, which was remarkable. So we are over for a couple of days of meetings with Training Peaks on some very exciting business development stuff, which is going to be changing things quite drastically. If you want to hear more about what is involved, all very exciting, very positive, and very community driven, then make sure to sign up to the mailing list down below. Kicked off today's session with some doubles at 275, which about 123 kilos, followed by some back off sets at 225 for sets of 10, I believe, hitting a pause on the first rep and then touch and go for the rest. Essentially just kind of getting in what I can top end strength work wise, definitely feeling the altitude, definitely feeling some time in the heat, and definitely feeling the general fatigue from travel and running this morning. But all in all, things moved quite nicely, albeit a little bit more slowly than I would have expected. Strength endurance here dropped off an absolute cliff with this drop set. Thank you to Jamie and Johnny for the support there. But what I was expecting to be about a set of 20 after my set at 100 or 225 was about a set of 8. So anyway, there we go. Shows that the altitude and the heat will nuke my strength endurance as well. Followed up with some dumbbell single arm rows at 42 kilos, the most amount of dumbbell weight that we could make with these little adjustable things. They're a great bit of kit actually. First time I've used them, very exciting. And just, yeah, sort of maxed these out with sets of 15 and enjoyed getting a bit of a pump in doing so. Ticking boxes with some overhead press here, nothing too exciting, sets of 12, but generally speaking, whenever traveling, I'll try and tick boxes, and that doesn't mean I don't have structure, that doesn't mean I don't have focus, but it means it can be difficult to access things, day passes, transport, all these sort of things that go with it. You want to make sure you can get as much done as you can, but you want to be realistic about what's possible, which often means when you do have access, kind of getting as much done as possible, which is why I'm ticking boxes here and kind of doing a little bit of everything. Sets of 8 to 12 for sort of 3 sets to pop, finishing up with some ring pull-ups and some lateral raises and some pump work and some arm stuff, etc, etc. But just basically full-on bro session with the boys and some hip recovery stuff with a band that we didn't film because it's the most boring thing in the world, but is trying to get me back to squatting to a full range of motion as I have a little bit of an injury there. If you want a bit more context on that, head to the video on screen just now. Back to the Airbnb for some laptop work, basically taking any gaps that we get like this one to keep on top of the day job effectively before heading out for some Detroit style pizza. We had a lot of New York style pizza whilst we were in New York. Great guess, well done everyone. And this made for a pleasant change. I think we all enjoyed this. It was the doughiest thing I've ever had though. It was like eating the Michelin Man. So yeah, another fantastic day over here in the States. And let's hear from Fergus on the sofa.
Good evening. That is the end of the day, as you can tell by my rather reclined position and very unflattering angle on this here sofa. Double training day at altitude, kind of, not crazy altitude, but altitude nonetheless. I'm very pleased to have felt a little bit more acclimatized this time around, along with having enjoyed some more fantastic food. American food is delicious. Whilst it's very high in calories, it doesn't have to be, but most exciting options whilst, touring the States are very, very exciting and therefore high in calories. It's been a big day. An enjoyable day. And we've got 12 people registered tomorrow for a 10-kilometer run around Cherry Creek State Park. And then we're going to spend the rest of the afternoon in Boulder, which will be nice. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have, please do make sure to hit like and subscribe, as well as comment with your thoughts, feelings, and or suggestions down below. And I will see you very soon. We are back in New York on Sunday, and there will be more videos to come. If you haven't seen my most recent video where I was training in New York, then head to the link that's on the screen for you just now, and enjoy. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.